Evening, guys. Out in the shop here, working on a new project. Not really a big YouTuber, but I do enjoy doing some videos to show you guys what I'm working on. I know I certainly appreciate seeing other people's projects, so figured I'd give a quick update on a new project that I took on here, and yeah, do a quick walk around video and introduce it. It's kind of fun for me to document where I started with these things so I can go back years later and kind of remind myself about what it took to get stuff up and running. So as some of you may have seen on this channel, I've had a 96 Ultra for quite a few years. I had PSA pipes on it, a couple different sets of pipes. I had a really good time with that sled, lots of fun with it. But ended up finding this one, another 96 SP Ultra. But this one is extremely clean. You can see just how nice all the graphics are on it. It's actually got 750 miles on it, so it's a really super low mile original sled. It's got all the original hardware still on the suspension, and the skis are really nice. Everything is extremely nice on it. Just needs a little bit of cleanup and TLC. So I had an opportunity to get this sled along with a kind of a group buy thing, and appreciate it, Nick, if you end up ever watching this. Hopefully I'm doing this sled proud. But what it's going to take is a whole lot of elbow grease to get this thing back on the trail. It hasn't been run for at least 10 years, probably closer to 12, judging by the registration decals and what came out of these carburetors. Really, stage one of this project is I've got the airbox off it, I've got the carbs off it, just going through everything tip to tail in terms of cleaning the fuel system. Everything looks really good inside the cylinders, but I am going through and completely replacing all the fuel lines on it, picking up the the mess that was in the tank. I should have shown a picture, taken video back when the tank wasn't cleaned out yet, but it was just disgusting, the fuel that was in it. But yeah, you wouldn't believe that these carburetors are the same ones that I took off the sled. So I've actually recently picked up an ultrasonic cleaner and have been using this Master Stages 2020 clean. I saw quite a few guys on the sled groups have been using this. Really have started liking this for the aluminum. The brass doesn't come out quite as clean as I'd like, but really anything aluminum is coming out really nicely out of it. And for carburetors that were just absolutely disgusting to start with, these are definitely going to work for me. So yeah, the plan is get these carburetors on. We're going to put everything together, bone stock. It's still going to be single piped. It's going to be just 100% stone stock to start with. No studs, nothing. So hopefully in the next week or two, I'll be able to take this one up to the ERX vintage ride-in, the Midwest vintage ride-in, and be able to run it around and kind of prove itself a little bit. Just going to put a few miles on it, and I'm going to just make sure that everything is cool with it. While it's still single piped, I'm going to go through the process of checking the timing on it, and once I have verified that the timing is correct on it, I'll actually be pulling the stock single exhaust off it, and I've got a set of mod blasters I'm going to be putting on this one. And I'm planning to actually set up a completely second set of carburetors to throw on it. Also been collecting a few other pieces. I've got some carb boots that are actually already cut off. It's kind of a hacky job. I don't know who did them, but when you put reeds on, V-Force reeds on these, you have to actually cut the carb boots off, and I don't have the heart to cut the original ones. So I have a set. Hopefully they seal up how I want them to. But we're going to put V-Force reeds on this one. I've also got the jack shaft update kit from Polaris. So I got an NOS kit that I've had on the shelf for a while. I've just never brought myself to actually replace it. So it's going to replace that whole big spacer on the secondary clutch with a big brace to better support the secondary clutch and the jack shaft and all that, keep everything in alignment. Yeah, just going to go through the whole thing. Probably put, I've got some billet heads on here, some of those PAR heads. I ran stock heads for a long time on my last Ultra. Might be a little bit overkill, maybe not, but hey, it's not a bad idea to put them on. And talking to the owner, Brad, there, he sounded like he was pretty confident it gets a little extra performance as well. So yeah, just really excited to go through this one. I'm pretty typical of me. I kind of dive in without documenting anything first. I've already gone through and kind of polished this whole hood up and gotten most of the scratches out of it. But you can see once you get them buffed up, that metal flake really shines well on these. And so many of these Ultras, especially this black, if it sits in the sun at all, it just gets so badly weather beaten and the clear coat all peels up. But you can see on this one just how nicely it shined up. I can maybe do a video one of these days on how I like to go through and detail a hood. But again, just wanted to do a quick walk around video, just if nothing else as a reminder to myself, so I can go back and look at this thing sometime and show where I started from. So yeah, hope you like it. If you do, feel free to subscribe. I don't do regular updates very often, but I do try to keep updated somewhat on some of the projects I'm working on out in the shop here. And if you do like this old Indy stuff, I should be uploading a video of this Pro XR as I go through this one as well. And then I've got a couple other projects. I've got a 440 XCR, and I think I've done a video in the past on the RXL, and I've done a walk around on the 97 XC as well. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, I'm not necessarily a YouTuber, but I don't mind sharing what I do work on, in hopes that you guys get encouraged to get out in the shop and work on your own stuff and shine them up rather than parting them out. So take care, have yourselves a good one, and hopefully we'll see you guys around.